Harry and Meghan at Disneyland, VIP balconies, Disney's 70th anniversary special, and two clips in the trailer that say everything about their dynamic. Were they paid? Were they just trading influence for perks? And what do Meghan's interruptions reveal about spotlight control, boundaries, and power? Let's break down the money, the perks, and the narcissistic traits hiding in plain sight. But before we begin, here's the intro. Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. All right, everyone. So today I want to talk about this article that I literally saw like 25 minutes after it was published. I went straight to the trailer because I wanted to see how Harry and Meghan's interactions were, and we'll get to that a little bit later in this video, but I wanted to go through the article first. Going through this article actually led me down several paths, and we'll go through all of them. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. The article is titled Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and more celebrate 70 years of Disneyland in trailer for 2020 special, The Happiest Story on Earth, 70 Years on Disneyland. And it airs this Sunday, September 21st on ABC. The article begins, Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebration continues, and some of the park's biggest fans are here to help tell the story. On Sunday, September 21st, ABC News will premiere The Happiest Story on Earth, 70 Years of Disneyland, a special edition of 2020. This in-depth feature will give an inside look at the history of the park and what has yet to come. Viewers will hear reflections on childhood visits to the park with some of Disney's biggest fans, including Neil Patrick Harris, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jon Favreau, Patrick Warburton, and Tiffany Haddish, ABC News wrote in a press release, and an exclusive message from Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, on what the park means to them and their family. Let's pause here. I think Meghan and Harry are an odd choice to include in this trailer because, I mean, when have we ever seen them actually go over there other than just a couple of months ago? It's just another example of an inauthentic recommendation. Is that the right word to say? Endorsement. I think endorsement is a better word. It's another inauthentic endorsement of something that they don't actually participate in. It's essentially merching. But at least when you're merching products, you're pictured holding and using the product. But with Disney, we've only seen them go there once. The article continues, and this is the last of what we'll read in this article. It says, earlier this year, Meghan and Harry marked Princess Lilibet's 4th birthday with a trip to Disneyland. On Instagram, the Duchess of Sussex shared a video from the family's 2-day visit, with Prince Archie joining in on the celebrations. The clip captured the foursome enjoying rides, sampling park treats, and of course, cutting into a Disney princess-inspired birthday cake. Thank you at Disneyland for giving our family 2 days of pure joy. Meghan captioned in the Instagram post, set to Peggy Lee's It's a Good Day. And here are a few of the moments captured in Meghan's Instagram post. You can see Harry and Meghan on Space Mountain with Marcus Anderson allegedly behind them with his face covered. And we have their young daughter on Dumbo in the middle. And finally, I only see one child here, but they're on Splash Mountain. And then there are also these images. The one on the left is from Toontown, I believe. The middle one is actually one of my favorite rides, Rise of the Resistance. And the final one is on the balcony, it looks like to me, of 21 Royal. So I wanted to talk about this 21 Royal because it's a very exclusive place to be. Here are some pictures from it. Isn't it? I just love the colors. It's so beautiful. It rests on top of Pirates of the Caribbean. If you look at the picture on the left, the balcony that Harry and Meghan, I believe, are standing on is right there on the right. This is the interior of Royal 21, or 21 Royal, I'm sorry. Here's the outside. It looks absolutely stunning. In fact, that D letter in the middle, that looks like where Harry and Meghan were standing. And I don't want to be saying inconclusively that this is where they were standing because I personally have not been to 21 Royal, But when I saw that picture, my first instinct was this is the balcony that they're standing on. Look at this beautiful clock with Cinderella and Prince Charming dancing. I wonder what happens when it strikes midnight. Let's talk about 21 Royals. So, this is an area right above Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's a dining experience. I've heard it can cost $15,000 or so for the evening, and it looks like the reservations are available for parties of up to 12 guests. Do I think Harry and Meghan were having a meal here? I don't know. We haven't seen them having a meal. And when we go through some of the pictures and the videos, it looks to me like this is an event that the dining experience usually happens in the evening. Here's the description on the 21 Royal website. It says, in keeping with its unique location, discreetly perched above Royal Street in New Orleans Square, upstairs from the famed Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, 21 Royal is decorated in the Empire style made popular in the 19th century New Orleans. It then goes on to describe that on the evening of your 21 Royal experience, your guests will arrive at the majestic Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, where they will be greeted by the hotel's valets. Once your entire party has assembled, they will be given a VIP escort to the site of the evening's festivities. And reading through this, the cherry on top of the experience, in my opinion, is what's said at the bottom. It says, in true Disney fashion, you can end your evening with a grand finale, dessert on the private balcony, where you and your guests are treated to a spectacular view of the rivers of America, and on certain nights, prime viewing of the park's nighttime entertainment. I wanted to show you some footage from the advertisement for 21 Royal. Is here playing in the background. I clipped it quite a bit because they really focused a lot on the preparation of the food and the ingredients that they used. It makes me wonder if Meghan maybe got some inspiration while being there, though I really don't think that they participated in this 21 Royal dining experience. But you can see beautiful views. It's so nice. It looks like in the nighttime. And what you'll see now is what the nighttime fireworks and the shows look like. It looks like a dream. What you're seeing here now is the Phantasmic show, and then it ends with fireworks off to the right. Let's talk money now. And there are essentially two transactions that have happened here. Harry and Meghan and family go to Disney for 2 days, and Harry and Meghan participate in this trailer that was just released. So, was the trip free or not free? And was the interview paid or not paid? So, if Disney paid for the interview and comped the VIP experience for Harry and Meghan and family, this would make them official talent and they would have all of these perks folded in. It could be that Disney paid them for the interview, but they had to cover the park trip themselves. But I think this is less likely since the 21 Royal balcony is a really big investment, and I don't think people casually would book that. The most plausible to me is that they weren't paid for the interview, but they got a free trip out of it. It's a subtle promotional exchange. Disney gets their names, which I don't know why they would want, but they did apparently. And Harry and Meghan and their guests get really a great Disney trip. And finally, they weren't paid and it wasn't a free trip. They don't get any money and no perks. But I think this is one of the least likely options. I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts between these four options? Which one do you think is likely? And am I missing one? Now let's get into the trailer. Harry and Meghan were featured in two different scenes in that trailer. Here's the first one.
Space Mountain was one of my favorite things.
Still one of your favorite rides, by the way.
Notice what Meghan says. It's still your favorite ride, by the way. It adds nothing to the conversation. She's not building on what Harry's saying. She's actually repeating what he says. And it's even worse than that because she's telling him what he likes, as if she gets to define his own preferences. She's literally chomping at the bit to be part of the conversation, and what she adds really has no value. In fact, it undermines Harry and is telling Harry what he likes and doesn't like. Here's the second clip.
We were just so
You're about
lucky.
to be blown away. Prepare yourself.
We were just so
You're about to
lucky.
be
Wow, Meghan. Okay, where do I even begin? Meghan wanted to get into the conversation again. Her comment doesn't match his direction. It breaks the rhythm of what he was saying. Instead of letting his statement land, she redirects the focus to her own sentiment. It's another example of boundary crossing, and it's a way of recentering herself in the moment. What I want to highlight here is in the two clips of Harry and Meghan that Disney included in the trailer, both of them involve Harry being the active speaker, and both of them have clips of Meghan jumping in. So, to me, what that suggests is people are more interested in what Harry has to say, and Meghan can't help herself and she has to butt in essentially. While I was making this video, it reminded me of a scene from Will and Grace. I'm going to play that scene right now. I've changed the audio a little bit, I've clipped a lot of it and kind of strung it together. YouTube may flag it and remove it. So if that happens, my apologies to anyone that's watching this later on, but let me play you that clip.
I admit that I have a problem. My name is Will T, and I am a butter inner.
The party of the first part shall heretofore never be a Budinsky.
Referring, of course, to the landmark case of Budinsky versus the city of Mineola.
World class Budinsky. Just that's exactly what it reminded me of watching these two clips of Meghan. Let's end this video with the three narc traits that I see here. The first one is spotlight management. Narcissists often struggle to let others carry the spotlight uninterrupted. Even when they don't fully silence someone, they'll find a way to redirect the focus. In the first clip, Harry is speaking when Meghan cuts in with, "It's still your favorite ride, by the way." Harry does finish, but the edit leaves Meghan's interruption hanging in the air. That little insert shifts the audience's attention from his thought to her commentary, keeping her voice in the center. There's a boundary violation. Boundaries can be conversational too, respecting someone's turn to speak without cutting across them. Narcissists often push past these limits to assert control. And this is what we see in the second clip. Meghan cuts in again, almost as if she's hoping Harry will just stop talking, but this time he doesn't. Because usually he does, but this time he actually didn't. He keeps going, which makes the interruption feel awkward. That moment highlights the tug of war, his attempt to hold space and her attempt to claim it. And finally, there's a projection of importance. Narcissists want to be perceived as a central figure, even in contexts that aren't about them. Cutting in signals authority as though they always have to have the last word. So even though this trailer is about Disney's 70 years, the edits still give Meghan those interruptions, the quick interjections that leave her voice echoing alongside Harry's. It projects her as equally, if not more, important in moments that could have easily been left to him. So when you look at these two clips side by side, you see the pattern. Meghan managing the spotlight, crossing Harry's conversational boundaries, and projecting herself as the central figure. It's not about enthusiasm, it's about power dynamics. And this is why so many people pick up on the imbalance in their public appearances. I'm curious to know what you all think about this. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. If this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you're looking for a meaningful way to support something beyond the screen, I'd love for you to consider making a donation to the National Domestic Violence Hotline in lieu of super chats and super stickers. They provide 24/7 support and resources for people in unsafe or overwhelming situations, whether that's emotional, physical, or just hard to name. Their information is on the screen should you need to contact them, and you'll find the link to donate in the description of this video. Every little bit helps, and it means a lot. Thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.